Oh, let me see here. Can I pause this? Um, because I wanted to. Man, I wanted y'all to hear. All right, so I wanted y'all to I wanted to talk about women traumas and the relationships between mothers and their daughters, relationships between like the toxic information that other women pass down to their daughters and to other women. I listened to the one song Kendrick from Kendrick Keisha's song when it's just saying like how things that happened from when she was a child made her be the person that she was. She was a prostitute. She ended up becoming a prostitute. How you think it's all fabulous and beautiful, but it's really not, because we never really learn how we got there, or you don't understand, because it's done by our mothers. A lot of this stuff is done by our mothers. And I'm saying this because I'm tired of people always, having some excuse why women should not take accountability for their actions. I can say that I've been through a lot, but other people have been through, it's people that's been through worse. So that's why I say I can't really complain. My motto is I can't really complain. It could always be worse. And I've been in worse. So that's why you have to realize, what you do have as opposed to what you don't. Always comparing yourself to other people. But what I can say is we need to get back to having some type of morals about ourselves as women. Y'all gotten out of hand. And I can say this because I'm a woman and I was the one that was out of hand. I was acting up, and I can see the difference. When nobody gets on women, when they out of hand, nobody can check them, it just gets worse. Like, this is nothing, but it's time for us to start standing up. Women that want to be represented correctly in a good light, and not looking as 304s or sluts and trifling bitches and things like that. The stuff that we call ourselves. You can't get mad at somebody because they call you a bitch when you call yourself a bitch. So my thing is, do you understand what a bitch is? A bitch is a female dog. You a dog. Some of us is. Some of them are. What can I say? But for the most majority and the representation of me as a woman, I'm not going to allow y'all to keep making us look like trash. We look like trash. Like, y'all always shaking your cootie cats on things, always shaking your ass. First thing somebody tell you, take a picture and you squat down, sticking out your booty for what? If that's your only asset, then I feel sorry for you. And I understand I was the same way when I was younger. But it's time to start telling these girls to buck up. Fix yourself up. But it's hard because the mothers is there. Them the ones that's putting that shit in their kids, their daughter's head. Like, you don't need no man. You don't want to listen to no man. Ain't no man gonna tell you what to do. But you want a man to run up and save your life. If somebody beating you up or something, you want him to run. He could be putting his life in jeopardy. He may got a family at home. So you want him to put his life on hold or put his life in jeopardy for you because you out here looking raunchy and acting a fucking fool? No, absolutely not. Does that stuff happen to people? Yeah, it happens. But for the most part, you call the energy you want. You call it. So if you out here with titty stickers and you got your ass all out, with the little what's them things called? With the little nets, thinking that shit is cute. That's not cute. That's not sexy no more. You supposed to show that to your man in the house. You ain't supposed to come out here looking like that. And I forgot what birthday it was, but I remember. I understand now. I know why my baby dad was upset. My gay friend went with me and help me pick out his ass because he couldn't wear it. He was like, oh yeah, she gonna wear this. Help me pick this out. It was nothing but like oh God. Oh my God. Now that I think about it, I was like, oh my God, I was something fucking else. I was something else. So a mature woman would tell these young girls that, like, hey, I wouldn't wear that if I was you. And if your man or your boyfriend tell you not to wear it, chances are, I'm pretty sure you should really listen. Because the first thing y'all want to say is, he ain't gonna tell me what to wear. He ain't gonna tell me what to wear. But okay, let's take this for instance. And it happened to me. What if a guy, being what you got on, do it give him the right to put his hands on you? No. But let me tell you something. When you put it out there, there's everybody don't play by the rules. Everybody don't play by the rules. Them men, and a lot of the times your man know what type of men that's out at the bars. Of course. They know what kind of men is at the bar. So what if you walking with your ass out, with between the little the lace or whatever, and your booty hanging out or whatever, and the man like smack you and grab your ass. What can you do? At that point, as a woman, what can you do? Like, literally, this is a man. And I'm not saying, like, some women can beat men, but I'm talking about a regular woman. Like, a regular woman. What you gonna do if he grab your ass like that? Not a motherfucking thing but be mad. Because, baby, he can fuck you up, right? He can fuck you up. You know that. But you want to still wear it for what reason? What reason do you want to wear it for? It's not helping you do anything. It's actually bringing you the wrong attention that you don't really want. You think you want it because you like the eyes. I love the eyes. But now once I got older, I'm like, ooh, the shit that I did. Oh, man. Baby, don't do that. Please don't do that. I'm going to tell you right now, please don't do that. I have nothing but good intentions and I want good for you. And that's not what it is. Doing stuff like that in a nasty mouth and, being just nasty. Like, and women want to act like, oh, I'm the victim. They always want to play the fucking victim. Meanwhile, let us get in one spot. We are the nastiest talking motherfuckers of them all. Y'all think men talk nasty. Sit back and listen to women. While they and don't say nothing, because I've done it. I do it a lot. I sit there and let them bash men and stuff, and I'm just listening. And then if they ask me what I got to say, I said, I don't know what kind of men y'all dealing with, but I would never do that to my husband. I would never do that to my man. I respect him too much. Oh, girl, you would let him tell? Yes, I would. I would definitely let him tell me what to wear. Like, if he sees something is like raunchy and shit, why the fuck do you want to wear it so bad to the point where, like, I was watching on Ugly Money podcast and he was like, yeah, women is something else, which we are. He said we be like, okay, you can fuck me and you could come at me and I can have a baby, but I draw the line that you telling me what I can wear. Like, are you fucking serious? Be fucking serious. Like, be fucking serious, Be fucking serious. You make no sense. And then when I'll explain, like, on a man level, because I have a son. Now, women who don't have boys they don't understand the difference. And having a boy, let them boys go and be with their dad. Their dad can teach them something, because there's things that a little boy, because women, we'll scream at them and stuff. Like, you ever notice when you go over some women's house, if they single women, you go over their house and they got a lot of boys, but the bathroom smell like pee. You never really thought about it. It ain't that they're nasty. It's just the fact that boys, when they get out, once they get up from sleeping, my husband told me this because I would have never known. Like, I don't have a penis. I don't know. I'm not no man and I don't want to be no man. I like being a fucking woman. I like it. He said, there is something like, when they're sleeping, their pee hole is closed off. Like, they're laying on their private or whatever, and it's closed off. So when they get up, they can't control it. So that's why they pee like they can't control of how they pee. So when they pee, it spurts all over the place. Now, a man knows to tell him he has to, before he goes and use the bathroom, he has to massage his penis to open up his hole. So that way he can pee straight. Y'all fucking women didn't know that. I didn't know that. And the boys don't know that until they daddy tell them. Because we'll get in there screaming at them, talking about, why my bathroom stink? Why my bathroom smell like pee? Because you ain't taught him this. He don't know this. And you get mad, making him feel like, you make him feel ashamed. Is that fair? And you wonder why he don't come talk to you later on. I'm just telling you, I had a boy. I raised a boy. I've been truthful to my son to no end. I've told him everything I did. And I have nothing to hold back. Every fucked up shit I did. And I told him, because I can talk to my son like that, because I ain't got to hide a motherfucking thing from him. I told him what I did. And so y'all got to stop thinking about just you. Y'all always talk about, it's my kids, it's my kids. Y'all ain't think about your fucking kids. Because if you was thinking about your kids, you wouldn't be in that type of situation. And yeah, there's times where men don't do what they say they do. But I find it more times than not, the men want their kids. It's the woman. If he ain't gave her no money, she don't want him to see the kid. That has nothing to do. That has nothing. That's the smallest thing they can give to their son. How about if they don't give you no money, won't you send the kids with them? Because you ain't going to get that check. That's what you want. You want the check. You want somebody to fucking pay you to do nothing. Or pay you to fucking struggle. That's crazy as hell. Send them kids to their daddy. Send them kids to their daddy. I'm tired of y'all acting like I'm the mother, I'm the father. No, the fuck you're not. You're just the mother. You're just the mother. That's all. You're not nobody's father. You can't be. You don't have a penis. I don't care what y'all say. All that trans bullshit, whatever. I lived around. I personally knew a trans person. Personally. And now that I get it, later on in life, I was like, y'all got mental illness. You really do. To think that you are born in some other body and you wouldn't even, how the fuck would you know that you was in another body? And then I don't have a problem with it when you get of age. If that's what the fuck you feel like you want to be a butterfly, then go fucking rent a butterfly suit and get in a fucking cocoon and hang from the fucking tree for all I give a fuck. But you got to be of age. If you can't drink and you can't smoke and you can't do this other shit, then you shouldn't be allowed to mutilate yourself. That's why I'm happy President Trump did do that. There is two fucking genders, no matter how the fuck you want to look at it, binary. When I went up to New York, that's when I found out about that non-binary shit and people playing to be cats and dogs and fucking horses and shit. Okay, well, I was like, well, then if they can do it, then why the fuck can't I do it? Let's take Rachel Dolezal for a reason. Y'all want to tell her she couldn't be black, but y'all want to tell a whole nigga with dick and balls that he can be a fucking woman. Absolutely not. Just like she can't be black, he can't be a fucking woman. I don't care how you want to spin it, rub it down, flap it, snap it. I don't care. It means what it is. It's the truth. It's the goddamn truth. And there's 3 things that cannot be hidden long. That is the sun, the moon, and the motherfucking truth. Let it be known. That's a Buddhist proverb. That's a Buddhist proverb. And let's just throw this out here. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, transgender. Okay, like I said, you can do what you want to do when you get of age. I don't care if you, like I said, you want to be a bat, you want to be a cat, you want to be a dog, you want to be a horse, you want to be a goat. Do what the fuck you want to do. But you will not allow children to do those things. Absolutely fucking not. Because once they get to a certain age, you done fucked up their whole life. Now they can't. If they done got their titties cut off, they can't breastfeed ever. If they decide they wanted to, if they wanted to live a normal life, they can't do that no more. Y'all done fucked that up. Now they mentally fucked up and they're physically fucked up. And then you think that they're going to be able to be good human beings. No, they feel fucked. Y'all done fucked them up. I ain't on that shit. That's some weird shit here. So yeah, when I found out about COVID, not found out with COVID, but being up there in COVID, just I felt like we were in an experiment zone. Like, people staring, like looking on top of us, looking down at us like we was ants. And I said, listen here. I asked the one guy in the National Guard, I said, what y'all doing here? He was like, oh, we protecting y'all. I said, what the fuck y'all doing here? I said, y'all ain't protecting us. These people want this shit. These people want this stuff. And I had a hard time trying to figure out, like, it felt wrong. But let me tell you something. I am a firm believer in autonomy. You need to do your own research. When I say do your own research on your health, do your own research on your health. Don't be listening to everybody, because they got these experts that don't know a bunch of nothing. Not nothing. Dr. Fauci should be charged with crimes against humanity, and he shouldn't even be considered a doctor, honestly. He is there, foul. They've been making up lies for this whole time, and we just do. We just go on and follow them and go and get the shot. So let me tell you what happened. When I was administering, I told him, first of all, when he told me he was here to help, I said, use a goddamn lie. So I knew it was some bullshit. Because like I said, when the government come to help, you better fucking run. Don't take that shit. And I realized it was more immigrants and white folks than it was anything else. I may have administered that shot to a small group of Black people. And when I say a small percentage. And we were like mass producing, mass draw, like we was drawing them up. They was treating it like narcotics. Y'all wouldn't believe the shit that was going on. And y'all thinking we being treated like queens, we being treated like royalty, the healthcare facility, man, the healthcare supporter, the nurses, they was treating us like shit. When I say not paying us for our food, but giving us some shit that, like, the stuff, I had pictures from that fucking food was raw. That was a hamburger. My homegirl bit into it raw. When I say raw, not even like a pink slither. That shit was raw. They was feeding us that shit, and then talking about they wouldn't pay us our money because they was feeding us. We ain't want that shit. Give me my money. I don't want that fucked up shit. Y'all making us sick. Then there was time, like, we really didn't have enough time to go down there, so we had to hurry up and run. Like, we used to start playing it as a game. Like, you didn't have time to eat and go to the bathroom. You had to pick one. So what I would do, I would run down there, try to eat up something real. You got to run down there real fast, get your food, try to hurry up and eat it, and run up, do a few minutes, and then say, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Because there was not enough time for you to go to the bathroom and eat. They made sure they seen that possible. Then, just the way they treated us, it was foul. Then they had to we had to keep getting swabbed and shit. And I told the one guard, because they had the National Guard administering us shit. Y'all ain't even medical professionals. How the fuck is you giving me this stuff? So the one day I go in there, and as soon as I come out, I swear to God, I had this banging fucking headache. I said, I don't know what the fuck you gave me, but you gave me something. Something ain't right. And my head was pounding. When I said they gave me like 20 fucking ibuprofens, I knew something wasn't right. What the fuck would you give me all of this for? And it wasn't a matter of a couple of days. It was like, they was giving like mass. That don't make no sense. That didn't make no sense to me. They was counting these needles like they were fucking narcotics, guys. Narcotics. It was something else, boy. And then I found out, like, yeah, that was a live virus. What? I ain't take that shit. And I'm telling y'all now, I told them I wasn't taking it. I was not taking that shit. Fuck you and the horseshoe round over. Because what you not about to do is inject me like the motherfucking, like they did with the fucking Tuskegee Airman, and sent your ass on your way and watch the pathology of your fucking sickness. That's what the fuck our government does. That's what they do. And watch the pathology of the sickness. Them people was like, it was unfucking real. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know who to tell. It didn't make no sense to tell nobody. I mean, I could tell somebody, but I would be like, before they would take the shot, I'd be like, look, did you read this? And I would be dead serious. And I said, did you read this? And they be like, oh, no, I didn't read it. Hey, it don't matter. It don't matter. Do I have a choice? You got a fucking choice. Did you read this shit? I even administered to a celebrity. I can't really tell y'all who it is because I don't want it to get out just yet. I mean, I got to make sure I don't know if I'm allowed to say that because it would probably be a HIPAA situation or whatever. But y'all had motherfuckers showing your medical card to get into a restaurant. If that ain't HIPAA violation, I don't know what it is. So you have us sign up and say we can't distribute no HIPAA stuff, but yet you got people out there to eat a restaurant, or y'all giving them donuts and shit to get the shot. That shit was unfucking real. That was crazy as hell. And I was like, oh my God. And it just puts you in a situation like, what do? You know, if you say something at that moment, they're gonna go. I'm not gonna be able to get my information, right? I'm not gonna be able to get this research because if I say something, they're gonna take me out immediately. So I just made sure that I was very clear with people. I said, hey, before you get your shot, did you read this? Do you know what this means? To the one lady was like, oh, it's not FDA approved. I said, no, ma'am, none of it is. And then I had the one lady, she came with her son, old couple. It was a father and a mother and a son. The mother and the father was like, they was probably like 70, 80 or whatever, 70s. They was older. And then the son was probably maybe in his 50s, middle 60s, somewhere in that area. And it was the funniest thing because she looked at me and I gave him the shot, you know. I did the same thing I did with everybody else. Do you know what you are, or do you know what you signed? And do you understand what this is? And they was like, okay, yeah, I understand. I'm cool, just trying to, okay, then fine, I'll give it to you. So I give the shot, and I had a great technique. Even the Department of New York Department of Health, the lady was walking past and she told me, she was like, awesome technique. She liked the way I was injecting, you know, I was doing my injections or whatever. And it was less painful. I don't know where I got the thing. I was just good at it. So I give her husband the shot. He ain't really even noticed. He was like, oh, are you done? I was like, yeah, that's that. He was like, oh, that's cool. That didn't even hurt. I said, I know. I'm gentle as a lamb, right? I'm gentle as a lamb. So then I go and give it to her and get ready to give it to her. And she's like, oh, you know, oh, that didn't hurt. Okay, that's good. Thank you. How did you do? I said, I did it. She said, you didn't get the shot? I said, no. Oh my God, you didn't get the shot. Everybody, she didn't get the shot. I said, I don't care, lady. I said, do you really think if that was a situation, I would be here administering this to you? Do you think just because I can administer, just because I'm trained to administer something does not mean I would put it in my body? What you do with your body is what you do to your body. That's what it's called, autonomy. That is why it's called autonomy. You have the right. You better research your shit before you let them start sticking shit in you, telling you, oh, you gonna lose your job, you ain't gonna keep this. And that's up to you. That's your decision. You do what you feel you got to do. We all got family and friends. We all got family and kids and shit that we got to take care of. So you do what you need to do. But she thought she was going to try to get me in trouble or get some type of mass awareness. So what, lady? I was like, get the hell out of here. Get this goddamn shot and get the fuck out of my chair, lady. And then I had a younger lady who she didn't even care. And that's what made me, I think that would kind of make me a little annoyed with people, how, you know, they'll just go with anything, is the fact that it was a younger girl. She was like maybe in her 20s, white girl in her 20s. So I'm thinking she's going to be a little bit educated. She going to then read off. She know what she's talking about. She know what's going on, right? Funny thing. Absolutely not. So I go ahead and I asked her, I said, hey, like I do everybody, did you read this? Do you know what this is? Do you know what this means? Do you really want to get this shot? Before I give it to you, I want you to look at this and understand, because I don't want you to get up off this chair and be like, oh, she never told me and I didn't know. No, I told you. I told you. I told you. So the first thing she say is, I said, did you read this? She said, oh, no, I don't care. I'm going to get it anyway. I said, huh? I said, so you don't know what's in it? You don't know what's it about? You don't know nothing about it? No, I don't know. I don't care. I'm just going to get it. My mother got it. My father got it. My sister, brother, everybody got it. So I'm just going to get it. I said, so you just going to get, so you're not even going to try to check on nothing? I said, you don't care? Like, you're not worried about nothing? You just going to get it because everybody else got it? She's like, yeah. I said, oh, girl, give me what arm you want. What arm you want to give me? Because I'm about to give it to you. Because that don't make no motherfucking sense. That was crazy. It was like, it was mind-boggling. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Are we that fucking simple-minded? Just believe in the government. So we just gonna go ahead and whatever the government say is true. It's right. Do you not know all these goddamn casualties and shit from our government? But I'm gonna let that one go too. Then, like I said, with the celebrity, she was like, "You seem like a sweet girl." Watch my movie, The Equalizer. I said, okay. But I gave her, she asked me, she read it, she was like, this is not FDA approved. I said, none of it is. None of it is. And they're having you sign off because they don't want no responsibility on it. Now, if you make a product, you should be responsible for the outcome of it. Somebody need to be held responsible for the outcome of it. And none of the farmers, because if they can get you to sign that form, you waived your rights. Which I feel like at this time, since we're finding out all of this stuff later, anybody who took that shot, y'all should be compensated. You should be motherfucking compensated. And we should be compensated for being put in that situation. Y'all created that mess. They created that mess. It was a simulation. They had already did it. Like, then they was putting on, and every day you would wake up and it's like, this is the highest amount of COVID vaccine. This is the highest amount. Today is the highest amount. Every day was the highest amount. Like, this shit was crazy to me. It was like a simulation. Then they was putting over there, but they was dressing up in movies in Italy to like be COVID back. Like, we look like motherfucking spacesuits. We look like we had on spacesuits coming in, and people wondering why we scaring people. Shit. If you come in and you see somebody coming in with they all covered up like this, I'm like, Jesus, this is the war zone. Like, you're like, we are fucking quarantine. This is zombie land. This is the apocalypse coming. Like, that's what I would have been thinking. So I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And they just steady. Dr. Fauci, Como, where are the ventilators? We need the ventilators. Y'all ain't need no motherfucking ventilators. And then I remember when President Trump was like, y'all already got them there in the basements. Use those ones. And then they were like, we don't have enough cases to use them. So why are you asking for more ventilators if you already have enough? And then y'all was putting them people on ventilators so y'all can kill them. Huh. What the fuck was that? Y'all was doing that on purpose because most of the time when you put some fucking body on a ventilator, more than likely they gonna stay on there and they gonna die off that shit. Your body forgets how to breathe. How the fuck can your body it's involuntary. That's what it does. That's the job it does for you to breathe. So when you get put on a machine that breathes for you, you forget how to fucking breathe. And guess what? You die. Why is that so fucking hard to believe? And y'all like, we want the vaccine. Okay. They gonna give you. They put us in fucking fear to do that. And that's why I say on the front line, just because I am trained to administer something does not mean I would take it. I am trained to do my job just like everybody else. Just like a cop is trained to do his job. Just like a fry person at the fucking fry station is trained to do their job. That is what I'm doing, my job. Now it is up to you to figure out if this is what you want to do. You have a choice. This is your fucking body. Now if you want to let people make you believe that you have no choice or there's no other alternative, then that's not my fault. I have nothing to do with that. I'm just gonna tell you, you had the motherfucking choice. You should have been looking up shit and trying to figure out shit, but no, everybody, I need my job. Yeah, you do, but really you don't. I noticed like that COVID time was considered a blessing or a curse for certain people. Honestly, it was a blessing in disguise for us money wise, but it was a fucking curse because I'm telling you what, it was like we had to get checked, and then we was doing PCRs. Do you know Kelly? His name was Kerry Mullis. He was killed. They killed that man because he was the one that said that you can't, if you run a PCR, you're going to always come up with something. And the PCR test was not done. It was not created to find, like, to diagnose COVID. That was not what it was for. He said that was not what it was for. It was actually not, you shouldn't use it for that because you're going to always come up with something. If you run it so many times, you will come up with something. And then they covered up the shit. Covered it up. There was a man that passed away. They ushered us downstairs, and this man was fine. He was what? He had to be what? In his 70s? He might have been in he was early 70s. He came in, got the shot, was doing okay. As soon as he left out, he was in the front of the building waving, drop dead. And they're going to come down there telling us, talk about some, we have reason to believe it has nothing to do with the shot. This man was just fine. Like, who the fuck are y'all fooling? And we were outraged, but they weren't listening to us. They was not listening to us. They treat us like fucking cattle. They use the healthcare facility to push the bullshit. That's what they do. That's why I say, with working under these companies, fuck that. If the companies is connected to the pharmaceuticals, do not do it. They have a conflict of interest. They shouldn't have nothing to do with any vaccines if they the ones that's creating the fucking shit. Absolutely not. They're not looking for the best health. They trying to give us everything that's gonna fucking. And then I kept telling the guy that I was talking to, I said, they put nanoparticles in that shit. And he like, they can't do that. They can't do that. How the fuck you gonna tell me I'm the one that mixed the shit up? I know what the fuck they doing. I mean, I didn't know at that time, but it took me a minute. When I figured it out, I was like, oh, son of a bitch. Oh, son of a bitch. They doing us dirty. They trying to take us out. But I realized, like I said, it wasn't a lot of black folks. And that's what another thing I told that National Coast Guard, Wes. I said, Wes, anytime you don't see a bunch of black people, that means we know. Don't go get it. If they ain't coming in here to rush in here, don't y'all bring y'all motherfucking asses in here either. I'm telling you. Because we the specimens. They get our shit. They get our antibodies. They get our blood, and they make medications and stuff to cure everybody else. Did you remember with Henrietta Lacks? That woman's family still ain't got their money. And that's why I think the Most High blessed me with like trying to get into the DNA, because there's some inheritance and stuff coming. There's some shit coming, baby. There is some stuff coming. It cannot be denied. But yeah, I had a hawk in front of my house in my tree, and she had her babies in there. And she would come here, and cause the one girl, it's weird. We in an area where people don't have chickens, but this girl, the neighbor with her weird, crazy ass, got some chickens. So I'm thinking that's why the hawk came. But how is it crazy that of all places she got some chickens and the hawk came here? I'm thinking that was Henrietta. At first I called her Hannah because I couldn't, I was like, I don't know no H names. Like, because last year I had Manny the praying mantis sit on my window shield for a while. It was probably like 30 minutes. He sat on my window shield for a while, a praying mantis. And then I had, after that, I seen a white deer. And then when I tried to take a picture, I took a picture, but I didn't. The picture, I didn't get the deer, and he didn't run away. It was like, it was so crazy. I wasn't meant to take that picture. Like, I wasn't meant to capture that picture. That's crazy. Oh, okay. I was about to be saying I wasn't meant to capture that picture. So I seen a white deer, and that's very, like, you don't really see those often. And then I had Henrietta the hawk, and I believe that was from Henrietta Lacks. She's telling me to get this stuff together with this DNA testing. I am a firm believer of DNA. Every baby needs to be tested, and every baby that goes to the hospital, we need to log their weight and their inches. And we don't need the government to log none of that shit. We don't need them to log it. Why do you think they get mad at you when you don't tell them the baby name? So they can't go and hurry up and make they can't make this trust that they create. They create a trust. That's what Social Security is. It's little bitty pieces of money that you got in that they created. They did a bond. They backed a bond from when the baby is born. And if you don't get it by a certain time, it's considered lost to see. Why you think they don't put the weight? Why don't none of us have our weight on our shit? Why wouldn't the weight be on the birth certificate in the inches? Why wouldn't it be? Because back in the day, they used to write that shit in the Bible. That's why they got rid of a lot of that shit, because they didn't want us to keep records of it. I know how much my son weighed. I make sure it's written down. My grandbaby, I know how much he weighed at the time. Make sure you know the time and the weight of your kids. Make sure they know the time and the weight of them. So later on, they know, because it's some bullshit going, and it's been going on for a long time. But baby, I think I haven't cracked the code. Crack the code, niggas. You can't keep me away. I done been through too much shit. So that's one of the things. So, like, I have a lot of shit. Nurse, child care provider, public health nurse, vaccination. Like, we did intakes, we did refuge. I ran a treat and street clinic on the Air Force base. Like, I am somebody. Like, I'm somebody, and I see the shit. And if it happens in their communities, I see how it happens in ours. And how I got solutions for that was I went back and looked at the Black Panthers. They had a 10-point program back in the day, and they were asking for the same shit that they was asking, the same stuff that we asking for now. They was asking for it in 1972. And nothing has changed. So what I did was I took that information and I compiled it, and that gave us the rules and the programs that we can follow that will build our communities back up. It will give us some type of self-determination as communities and keep fucking everybody else out of our shit. Because one thing I can say about Afghanistanians, the ones that came here that we registered, they self-police themselves. So they keep that stuff in self. It wasn't right, the shit that they was doing. Absolutely not. But let me tell you, they self-police themselves. They don't allow everybody in their fucking shit. And that's the problem we have. We always want the government. You always calling somebody to come help you or help you. How they gonna help you? They don't mean, their intentions is not to help you. It's not to help you. So I don't know why y'all think that they here to help you. That's why I have a certain kind of feeling about certain like corrections and stuff like that. I've worked in prisons. I've worked in like I said, long-term care. I've worked in MRDD, vents and trachs and stuff like that. So I get a gist. I know, like, I've been around the block, so I know what it's like, and I just can't keep it's just fucked up. It's fucked up how they do us, and nobody says nothing because y'all don't want to follow the rules. Y'all don't want to listen. So when somebody tell you something, you don't want to listen. That's fine, but I've come up with something. So, and even Asada Shakur, she was saying, like, can't nobody, and all of them say, can't nobody help us but us. And that's exactly right, because we have to learn how to fend for ourselves. We have to learn how to stand up for ourselves. Stop taking fucking handouts all the fucking time. That's being lazy to take a handout, right? Yes, are we owed certain shit? Yes, but I wouldn't give y'all that money directly. Cause y'all gonna fuck it up. Y'all don't know what to do with it. Y'all fuck it up. I will make you have to do what you supposed to do. You want a house? All right, you gonna have to come to this program so you can get this money, so you can get you a house. But I ain't gonna just give you the money to go get no house because you ain't gonna do right. You ain't gonna do right. I know y'all ain't. Cause y'all don't know. They don't teach us finances for that main reason. Why the fuck do you think when they go to the football, like NFL or whatever, why they be in debt? Because they don't know how to budget their money. What you should do if you do that, first thing I would do is hire me a motherfucking hire you somebody that's gonna deal with your money, and then you better make sure you're watching them, because you don't give nobody access to your fucking money without you knowing what the fuck is going on, because that's how they start taking a little bit, taking a little bit, taking a little bit, taking a little bit. Like, yeah, I would just give it to you, but why you gotta steal it from me? You know, because you just being sneaky. Y'all being sneaky. So I ain't gonna allow you to be sneaky. Don't be sneaky. So that's one of the things too. What else? I think that's it for now. I've been talking for 40 minutes. So I love you guys. Roots Reunited. Let me know, LMK Talk. So let me know what you think. You know, let me know, because this shit gets deep. Like, this is not like this isn't just on the surface. I'm just telling y'all small, like the surface stuff that I can really talk about, but other stuff, this is crazy. You better figure it out. Start looking. Don't believe everybody for face value. You need to really find out if they are who they say are, because there's a lot of devils, there's a lot of shapeshifters, there's a lot of things like behind this illusional, behind this world, like in another realm and all kind of stuff. So just because you can't see it does not mean it's not there. So I love you guys. I have nothing but the best intentions for you. So peace, love, and bless. Have a great day.